I just had the inclination to speak about control. So I am or have been the queen of control, meaning for a lot of my life, both personally and professionally, I wanted to make sure that things were going exactly the way I wanted them to go. They needed to be that way. I needed to control the situation. And of course, part of that is a very adaptive behavior because as a doctor, the more I could make sure that all my ducks were in a row, the better. That was a good thing, both for me and for the safety of my patients and to do the right thing and all of that. But it also had a major downside in that as I was trying to be in control of myself and the situation, it also meant that I was, hi, Jean. It also meant that I was really, it was like, to me, when I'm trying to be in control of things, of myself, for instance, it's a very tight feeling. It's a very inflexible feeling. There's tension, there's stress. It's not a comfortable feeling, actually. So, not necessarily the most resourceful way of handling things. And when I would want to be in control of the situation or people around me, um, again, I would be willing it. I'd be wanting to make something happen or make people do what I wanted them to do. There's obviously several problems with this and why it is less resourceful to force control over either oneself or the situation or the people around. One of them is it doesn't usually work, particularly when it comes to the externals, people around us or the situation around us. The people have their own self-will and their own ideas about how it should be and are not necessarily going to be amenable to control. And the situation, the same thing. I mean, when you think about any situation that's external to myself, there's a whole lot of people, there's a whole lot of things that may or may not happen that I don't have control over. I can't control the weather. I can't control if there's a power outage or the internet goes out. So trying to control that is an exercise in frustration. It doesn't work very well. I also wanted to comment, so what is the definition of control? Because I thought this was actually interesting. It is the power to influence or direct people's behavior. And yet when we talk about being in control, it usually means more making sure that what happens is what I want to happen. My expectations, my shoulds, and all of that are into it. So part of what we have when we have control is we have this idea, it's I want to be in control, as opposed to I have the power to direct, I have the power to influence, but I can't necessarily make it happen to someone else or the situation. And often I can't even control myself. So what is behind all that? The biggest thing that's behind, for me at least, when I looked at myself, what was behind my desire or my need for control, it was really my own fears and trust, whether I had trust in either the universe, other people, or the situation. So the fears would come back to, am I doing it right? Am I okay? Am I those sorts of things? Am I enough? That would come out too. And so to be enough, because I felt like to be enough, I had to be what other people wanted me to be. Part of the control for myself was trying to say, okay, what do other people want me to do? And then how can I be it? So I was also pushing against my natural inclinations, my own authenticity, to just sort of do and be what I thought other people wanted. That's also very exhausting. Of course, I didn't realize that for a long time. The other impact of wanting to be what other people want to be, so really ultra controlling myself, is it's exhausting. It uses a ton of energy that it could actually be using to expand my life. So again, issue, trust. So what about this whole trust thing? So a lot of times for me, when I was trying to control the situation or other people, it is because I wasn't trusting that the universe was supporting me. I didn't believe that was true. I thought, I believed the story I had was the universe is neutral, or possibly even at times out to get me. And so I had to really control it to will or make what I wanted to happen to happen. Other people. There's also the trust other people are other is my basic story about other people is that they're going to do the right thing or do the best they can under the circumstances or try to mess me up or try to do the wrong thing, and so I have to make them do the right thing. What are those underlying beliefs about the trust and story? So that plays into the whole control issue too. So again, what are the consequences? Exhaustion, tension. I become inflexible and I'm not willing to be open to possible opportunities or synchronicities or chances that may just arise in my interactions, either in myself, with other people, or with the situation I'm in. So I really am, in that sense, constricting the flow of good to me from the universe. So these are all, perhaps I would say, less resourceful ways to manage our lives. So what can we do about this? And the big one, number one, of course, is awareness. If I'm not aware I'm trying to control people or the situation or myself, I can't change. I can't make a difference. So number one is going to be awareness. And part of what comes with awareness is notice what is your body sensation. So reflect for just a second. When was a time you wanted to be in control of yourself or a situation? And if you can think of something in a moment, or even just imagine right now, something's coming up you're wanting to control. Okay, say I'm doing a live, and if I don't have a dog, but if I had a dog and the dog was starting to jump around the room, I could, if I was trying to be in control, I might pretend it wasn't happening. I might, yell at somebody to grab the dog, push the dog out of the room, things like that. And what I would feel on the inside is tense. I'm looking like a fool. I'm not what other people want me to be. I'm not what I thought I was going to be. Um, Things aren't happening the way. Anyway, it would be a very unpleasant circumstance. Now, so that's the feeling, so that you can look in your body to be aware, what are the tells when I'm trying to control the situation? And then at that point, once I'm aware I'm trying to control it, then opportunities begin to open up. In the whole idea of the dog, what can I do? Well, if I'm just allowing myself to be myself, I can laugh. Oh, look who came to visit. That kind of thing. I can be open to what happened instead of closed against it. And, or I can say, hey, just a sec, guys, I got to get the dog out of the room. You know, you can interact with it, and there becomes flow. Oh my gosh, a state of flow, of allowing things to happen. What is happening in the moment? What is coming up right now? Second way to work with it beyond awareness and noticing your physical tells is your breath. Because a lot of the time when we're trying to be in control or tense, we're holding our breath, we're restricting our breathing. And so stopping a moment and taking a breath. I like to say, put your hand in your chest and put a hand in your belly. And when you take that breath, make sure your chest moves and even more that the belly moves. And just take a couple of breaths. If you aren't on a live like this, then it's easy to take 10 breaths in a row, because what that will do is actually reset your neurological system from the whole sympathetic fight, flight, freeze, and get the parasympathetic nervous system online, which is your rest, restoration, relax part. So that will help you just kind of get back into what is actually happening and work with it instead of resisting. The third part, and this is going to be more reflection, is to look at what is underneath my need for control. What are my fears for myself? What am I saying? What are the stories I'm saying about myself? And even more so, what does that say about my trust in either the universe? Is the universe a safe place or a scary place? Does the universe have your back or not? And what do you feel about other people and other resources? Are there resources available to you? So it's really, when you play around with that and just imagine, how does it feel to just, have a plan like for this live? I decided, an hour ago, I'm going to do a live. I kind of came up with, what do I want to speak to today? What are just a couple messages I can say? What will be of service? And then just kind of play with what comes up to me in the moment. And it means it's not perfect. It means I'm just playing with this and seeing what I can say that may be of service and resonate. And for me, it's also a chance to practice releasing the control, allowing the flow. And as I release that clenched attitude toward the universe, what is going to open up? What is going to open up? So I can, while I'm sitting here now, be feeling more relaxed. I don't have that tension in my belly. And it's kind of fun. It's fun. It's interesting. Try something new. Try something new. So being aware of control, where it comes from, and then what we can do when we realize we're trying to control ourselves or a situation, and then relax into it and just see what happens. So Jean, I'm glad that was perfect for you today. Woohoo! It is good. Anyway, hope the rest of your day is great. Please make comments on the replay. I'll check it out because I love to hear how this lands. And what are your takeaways? Is there anything that stood out? So make a comment on what are your takeaways from this today. There's a whole lot more to be said, but we'll stop here. That's enough. Have a great rest of your day. Blessings and all that. Love, love.